Good morning. It is April 13th, I think. It's April 13th. So we are going to get a lot done this weekend. I have a giant list. Plus, we are picking up one of our doelings. We have one more to get after this one, but we're picking up one today. And we still have a lot to get done. First up, though, I need to get some soil blocks made for some seeds. So we are in our very messy garage. And so I got soil here and everything, and we're going to get some started. This soil is quite hydrophobic. It's just store-bought stuff this year. So I got to get a lot of water mixed in. So we're going to do that and get the soil blocks made. And then we're going to get some stuff planted. I need to get marigolds and tomatoes planted. So I got to find the marigold seeds. And then I got to go through my list of flowers and herbs and see what I need to get started for those as well. And then we're just going to hopefully check things off the list. I need to find my notepad and make a list of everything I need to get done. So first up, though, I need breakfast. If I'm going to have the energy to do all of this, I need breakfast. So this soil that I'm working with right now, it's just, unfortunately, it's store-bought soil, but it is extremely hydrophobic. Basically, if you don't know what that means, it means it doesn't want to absorb water. So it takes a lot of water to get it to the consistency that I want. And unfortunately, even that, I don't think is even good enough. So we're just going to do the best we can with what we got. This next year, I plan on using our own compost. Hopefully we'll have enough, but using our own compost to do this so we don't have to buy anymore. The whole point of us doing all of this and doing this farm is to not have to buy certain things all the time. So that is kind of the end goal of all of this. And to be honest, I think it's the end goal for most homesteaders or people that are trying to get into this lifestyle, is to not rely on other people to allow them to live their lives. So I really quickly just ate something, fed Amelia, the works. And now we are back down here. I'm gonna get to work on the goat's mineral buffet, because that needs to happen. But I wanted to introduce you first to our newest goat, which we don't really have a name for her yet. Right there. But she's a beauty. She's beautiful. So yeah, that's her, and I am going to go and try to get their mineral buffet done as quickly as possible. But it's a beautiful day. We're enjoying this.
Now, the reason we are going with a mineral buffet style is because with the ground and the soil at your location, there are certain minerals that are found in the ground and the soil and the plants and the nutrients in that area. Um, the store-bought minerals that you can buy for goats, they tend to be a one size fits all type of a situation, but the minerals can vary even from farm to farm. And so we have, through my research, we have found that this mineral buffet is the best option. The goats will choose the minerals that they need because they will taste sweeter to them. So they will choose the minerals that they need directly rather than just relying on what is provided in the little packs from the stores.
So we got both sides done for the mineral buffet built. Now we laid out all of the minerals. I took pictures of them so I know which ones are which because I'm going to order labels for all of these. Just because they're metal labels and that way they don't get chewed off or anything like that. So I'm going to order the labels and we're going to order another box of this starter set so that we have them all. But now we just have to pour everything into these buckets. So that's it. We now have all the minerals for the boys and all the minerals for the girls. So they are fully stocked, ready to go. The boys aren't in here right now, but I've seen them already nibbling on the minerals for the girls. So next up, that project is now done. Next up though, we're gonna get all that wood out. I'm gonna repair, there's that hole in the wall right there. We're gonna repair that. And I also wanna try to get the frame, side frame for the door right there, installed, because that is that piece of wood that's leaning right there. That is supposed to be there. But when the previous owners cut this hole out, they took the support beam over there out. So now we're gonna redo that. But that's it. Slowly and surely, these projects are getting worked. So we are getting a lot done today. We have a list of stuff that we have to get done. So I am now dragging a bunch of plants out with all of our gardening stuff so we can get some stuff planted out in the orchard. In a few weeks, I think we're gonna be getting some pigs. These are just little potbelly pigs, nothing special, but we'll see. We're not exactly sure when they're gonna be coming. But
I think we should really mow the lawn after.
nope, that's what the animals will be for. But we're gonna get a bunch of these things planted
And
so that they can start.
These things pulled out of the ground.
No, we're not even gonna worry about that. But a bunch of the stuff planted. We have elderberry, some more blueberries,
Strawberries
and strawberries and stuff will go in a different area. But our raspberries and our blackberries look great. The blueberries under there, they struggled a little bit. We ended up getting snow a lot later than we usually do. So we're gonna uncover it, take a look, let them kind of enjoy.
the sun.
And then I might be bringing out some water and like dousing them or something. I don't know, we'll see. And then I'm gonna start planting the willow up there. And we'll also get the weeping willow planted somewhere down here because that is gonna go around the pond. So we'll get that planted too. Look at me, he's so cute. He's so cute. Come on, baby. Bubbles. Are you watching Mommy work?
Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole. Your birthday's in like 2 weeks, and I think you turn like 57 or something like that. So yeah, you're that old.
So we got blueberries, elderberries planted. Now we're gonna go work up in the other garden because I gotta get it mapped out for us to be able to get stuff planted, because starting next week we start planting in the ground. So yeah, it's a very busy day. So we are back out in the orchard. Taylor is watering everything in. We're getting mulch around it. We're just using all of the leaves that we have on the property. And I am getting rose bushes planted, because we're going to use those as kind of a living fence around the orchard. We're also going to use a winterberry, which is toxic to deer, so deer stay away from it. So that's going to go around the orchard as well. But right now it's rose bushes, because we have a ton of roses that need to be cut down, and I would like to try to keep them. So that's what we're doing right now. So what we have of the roses so far is in the ground. You can't really tell. I'm gonna put mulch around them in a minute. I'm worried about more of the fruit stuff right now. But the roses are in. Now, if they die, they die. I'm not gonna cry about it. We're free, they came from the property. Not that big of a deal. So, no big deal. But if you guys know what all of these, I don't know if you can see it in the video. We have all of these like plants, and I think it's cedar, I'm not sure. But if you know what it is, tell me how I can get rid of them besides just constantly cutting them down. That would be grand, because they are all over every field, everywhere. And I know they're invasive, and we want to get rid of them because they hurt. So we're gonna get rid of them, but we gotta go. We got a lot more mulch to get, because we only got the blackberries done. We got to do the blueberries, the raspberries, the elderberries, and the rose bushes. So we got to go do that. But first we're going to water in the roses, and then we'll be ready to go. Mulching is all done. We have the blackberries here. The blackberries came from the garden up top, and so those are, oh, hold on. So that was interesting. Got interrupted there by a neighbor, which was awesome because we haven't met any of our neighbors yet, so that's fantastic. But we got the mulching done on our orchard so far. So as I stated, we have the blackberries and the raspberries. Those did come from the property, so they're free. So if they die, they die, no big deal. We have blueberries here in the middle. Crossing my fingers those survive. We might have one more frost. Here we have 3 elderberries. Those are pretty small, but they should be good. And then all along the back fence over here is our roses. Now the roses, dropped a permanent marker. The roses are going to do us a purpose. They are going to become a living fence. Living fences, if you don't know, they're usually willow or something that you can kind of weave together, or just anything like that. We're using roses, 1, because we have a whole bunch of them, so why not? And 2, they they make a good home, they make good food for things, but also do have the thorns, so they're pokey, they're spiky, the works. So that's kind of another reason why we're doing the roses. They will keep some animals out that we don't want in this area, and other animals will have a home. So that's kind of where we're at. And over here, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little dip in the landscape right over here. That is where a pond is going to go. And we did plant our 2 weeping willows around that. So we are going to basically just keep watering extensively those weeping willows until we get the pond installed. Once the pond is installed, then those should be able to seep enough water through to the weeping willows. If not, we'll just make sure we keep watering them. But willow does grow anywhere from 6 to 10 feet in 1 year. So that's kind of exciting. So we're excited to see it all. Now on to the next project. It's going to be marking out this garden. Now the garden still needs cleared out, but what I'm hoping to do is mark out where we plan on planting the plants, and then we'll work on clearing the paths and everything from there. But I want to get the plants areas done. But I know that the paths and the garden beds are going to be 3 feet wide. So on my rake right here, you can see it. There's a black Sharpie mark. From the tip of here to that mark is 3 feet. So I'm going to use that to make my life easy. And I have flags here so that I can put those in the ground and use those. And we're just going to get started. Get this thing rolling. So one thing in walking up and down our property, mainly the hill right next to our house, is I found these wild chives. Let me get a closer look for you guys. So these are wild chives. Wild onions, they have a couple of different names. There are patches all over this yard. So what I'm gonna do is I have a couple of spots in my garden that are gonna be specifically for onions and garlic, because we grow so much, and garlic especially needs to be planted in the fall, and it's really gonna be the only bed that's gonna be clear in the fall, ready for them every year. So I'll just have to make sure I'm amending it constantly, which the way I plan on doing the garden, which is a no-till method, that won't be a problem, because it'll just be constantly filled with more compost in the works. So what I'm gonna do is the bed that's gonna have the onions in it, I'm going to transplant all of these little patches of wild garlic or wild chives. I'm gonna move them into the garden, into that space, basically so that they can grow alongside there are woodpeckers. There are woodpeckers fighting above me. But that way they can kind of have their own space. I might actually, know what? No, I'm not going to put them in with the onions. I'm going to put them in where we're going to do the herb garden, which I am right now building up here, where the strawberry, the loofah, the peas, all that stuff is going to be going. And then around the gazebo is going to be built the herb garden. So I will actually get these transplanted there. But I first have to build those, because it is going to be a slightly raised bed, to kind of make it a little bit easier to mow around and stuff. But yeah,